Okay, so let's understand the current solution through an example. But first of all, before the example we draw, we first of all understand the actual equation behind this solution and what's it and what is it. Let's see. Assets minus liabilities equal to capital. Actually, capital is used in traditional means as of now in relation to sophisticated financial statements. We use stockholder equity. However, precise differences. there are precise differences between stockholders equity and capital term. However, we will understand this in later problems when we will face the problems related to such concepts. Okay, so we have our equation asset minus liability equals to stockholder equity. Now let us understand this equation through an example because otherwise it will be a little complex at current stage to understand this. Okay. Now let's say Mr. Ray has business of clothes, business of clothing, and currently it has assets of $500 and liabilities of $200 to their relative relatives. So what do we have? We have Mr. Ray, which is dealing in business of clothing, like purchasing the clothes from local area or outside of the country, importing a good material cloth from outside of the country, local boundaries, and selling the clothes in local boundaries to earn the revenue. By dealing in such business, Mr. Ray has accumulated assets of $500. These assets could be in terms of cash. Now, what is an asset? Asset is an amount which a person or an entity is likely to receive or is expecting to receive in some later point in time. So assets could be cash, which the currently which the current which the entity is currently holding in its bank or in cash reserves, or debtors. Debtors are the person who are likely to pay to the person for whom such debtors are considered as assets. So presently, now the what are the liabilities? Liabilities are those amounts which we have to pay to other person. Like let's say suppose we have creditors or short term debt, long term debt, short or long term debt. These are our financial obligations which we have to pay off during the lifetime of the business. Now what the accounting equation implies, let's understand this also. Asset minus liabilities equal to stockholder equity. Now what is the amount of asset in our example? 500. And what is the example of liabilities? 200. Now what is the stockholder equity? 300. So we have understood the meaning of this one, this one. Now we will understand the meaning of this one. And after that we will come to the conclusion that how many type of combinations we can produce with this equation, so that we will be able to answer our question. So what is the stockholder equity? It is the amount that the businessman holds in the business as his her own money, whose realization depends upon liquidation liquidation of business. Having been written such definition, it is simply the amount that Mr. Ray that Mr. Ray holds in the business as his own money. That's as simple as that. Mr. Ray has accumulated equity wealth. Equity means on his own. Mr. Ray has accumulated wealth of $300 in his business after paying off the liabilities from the accumulated assets. And whatever be the assets, it may be cash, debtors, or receivables, or what type of bank deposits he have. So after paying off the liabilities $200 from the assets, whatever be the amount left after such attribution of amount of the assets, whatever will be left will be attributable to Mr. Ray as a businessman, and this will be stockholder equity. So now, so the correct solution, so the correct choice So the correct choice of problem 13 is D. How D? Because in D, this is asset plus liabilities equal to stockholder equity. So this is a wrong. The actual the actual equation is asset minus liabilities equals to stockholder equity. And from this equation, we cannot derive this equation in any way. So that is why we are this option is not correct, and thus which does not represent the actual accounting equation. So the correct choice of problem 13 is D. And thanks for the giving time.